uncover the world of high fashion and find out what really makes our favorite accessories so alluring. And why it's really difficult to put a price on something that makes you feel that special. I've already met the king of the red carpet, Christian Louboutin, and found out that he was inspired by the stage. The theater and just the spectacle of it has such an impact on you. And here in New York, there's another famous shoe designer with a theatrical past. Pretty much everyone says, if you don't know Manolo, you don't know shoes. Now, why?
I think it's because he truly is a shoe designer. He's hands-on from the very beginning, from his inspiration to the final product.
Wow.
His thing is just the shoe, the shoe, the shoe, the shoe.
His sexy, elegant shoes have been loved by women since he started in the business 30 years ago. And working alongside him for 28 of those years is the Blahnik Company president, George Malcolm.
Listen, Manolo Blahnik used to be Manolo Blahnik and Manolo Blahnik and all these other different names. And, and today it's a name that a lot of people know. And
I think thanks in a great deal part to you. Even though shoes were always Manolo's passion, his first career choice was set design for theater. And his change of direction is largely due to the woman who was arguably the 20th century's greatest arbiter of style, the late American Vogue editor, Diana Vreeland.
She kept him waiting outside her office. She traditionally had a peanut butter sandwich for lunch and a glass of scotch. So he got her after the peanut butter sandwich and a glass of scotch.
Yes.
So she summoned him into her office, and he tremblingly handed her this book of set design, and she started going through the set design. She was silent, and finally she looked up and she said, "You should do shoes." She said, "You have no talent as a set designer. You have no talent as a set designer, but your shoes are fantastic."
I mean, she obviously, was kind of a visionary and was able to see that talent there just in the drawings. And then Manolo goes and learns how to actually create.
Well, you would certainly have not questioned whatever she told you to do. So if she had said make pizza, he probably would have made pizza.
Or make peanut butter and sandwiches and bring me another scotch. Right.
Exactly.
Well, fellow fashion fanatics, aren't we lucky that Mrs. Vreeland didn't advise Manolo to make pizza? But despite being discovered by the high priestess of fashion, he's never been a slave to it.
He so often will say, "I'm not a fashion designer, I don't follow fashion." So he follows what he thinks his woman, or the woman who admires his shoes, would like and respond to.
Manolo is famous for the stiletto. He's famous for this fantastic heel that's very thin and very delicate. I don't see him doing platforms anytime.
He would never do. I mean, he did platforms in the 70s when, listen, people were on psychedelics and it was okay to wear platforms. I mean, it's like basically, they were heavy, they hurt, they're still heavy, they still hurt.
Right.
But he went there, he did that, and then he moved on. Mm-hmm. We're not opposed to fashion. We're not opposed to what the trends are. We just don't do them.
And George says that means the $600 or $700 you pay for your Manolos won't go to waste because his shoes are timeless.
A Manolo Blahnik shoe, whether it's this shoe, which was a great Sex and the City shoe, a woman can buy this shoe, and in 6 months, 8 months, 6 years, 7 years, still pull this out of her closet and wear this shoe, and walk into a room and still feel as elegant, as classy, as sexy.
Well, I mean, that's a wonderful philosophy to have, because then the shoe becomes an investment and not just some sort of badge. But why do shoes that look and feel so good command such a hefty price tag? Is there an actual difference in the way they're made? Even though the mass production of all shoes is still quite labor-intensive, most lower-priced shoes are made using mechanization and with cheaper synthetic materials. So what is so special about handcrafted shoes that affects price, fit, and comfort? I have to go to Italy to answer that one. I found a place in Florence where shoemaking is an art form, and just about every step is done by hand. Welcome to the normally hidden world of Salvatore Ferragamo, the first shoemaker to the stars. He died in 1960, and his widow Wanda has been chief and matriarch of the house since then. Now in her 80s, she's still very much the boss, but she's left me in the hands of one of her protégés. I'm with James Ferragamo, grandson of Mr. Ferragamo.
Ferragamo actually began with my grandfather, who actually believed that he was a shoemaker in his past life. So he really was a shoemaker from the age of 9 where he made his first pair of shoes for his cousin's first Holy Communion. And he actually opened his first shop at the age of 12 in his hometown near Naples, and was selling some of his first shoes then.
Salvatore Ferragamo's incredible handmade designs have been immortalized in the Ferragamo Museum. This is the actual table that he first started making shoes on. He hit the international stage when he moved to Hollywood at the age of 25. Audrey Hepburn. The house has been handcrafting shoes for its biggest stars ever since. Audrey Hepburn, Ingrid Bergman, Sang Lee, Drew Barrymore. I mean, wow. This is some clientele we're talking about. And here's something that may surprise you. He actually studied anatomy to make sure his beautiful shoes were also comfortable. Take a look at these sketches. I have absolutely no idea what goes on just to build a heel. Good shoes are just as complicated to build as a skyscraper. And I'm about to witness firsthand all the work that goes into shoemaking. I've been given a rare opportunity to watch the creation of a Ferragamo shoe. We are sort of behind the scenes, so to speak, at Salvatore Ferragamo's factory. And I am with Stefano Frasconi, who is the technical director of Ladies Shoes, who's going to take us through the top secret process of a shoe actually being made. We have our sketch. Where do we go from here?
Yes.
Now here's the challenge. Stefano speaks no English, and I speak very little Italian. All the words I know in Italian: basta, pronto, grazie, prego, scusi,
Tornerò.
tornerò.
Sì, forse un giorno.
Sì, I know sì. I know how to say te amo. Yeah. We're making a classic suede pump. And this is the moment where you need a steady hand. Oh, I think we messed up a little. We're cutting the leather for the upper part of the shoe. Check this out. The beginning of my very first shoe for Salvatore Ferragamo. I cut it myself, almost. With a little bit of help from Stefano, who signed it with me. My first shoe, people! Next, the upper and the lining are sewn together. But now don't we need, this is called the counter. This is the heel reinforcement. So this goes inside to reinforce the heel of the shoe.
Yes.
Okay, people, can you see the shoe coming together? Because I'm starting to see it. I mean, it's like a real shoe. Oh, finally, a heel. I'm so happy. Every shoe takes 10 days from start to finish. And that includes 3 whole days just to let the glue set. But it only takes 5 minutes to buy a shoe. It's got to sit for 3 days.
È indispensabile, 3 giorni.
Indispensabile.
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 Brava.
It's indispensable. In other words, that means that you can't go without it sitting for 3 days. Ready?
Right?
Slipping on those Ferragamos might seem effortless, but let me tell you, it takes no less than 134 phases to create them, and most are done by hand. And there's going to be a test on this at the end of the show, so I hope you're paying attention. I had to study, so do you. That's it? It's on? That's fantastic. And then this
Yes.
goes on top. You're not going to put any glue in the center of the sole because that makes the shoe more flexible. This is another Ferragamo secret, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, you can only get in here if you know the right people. Okay, we're almost... Andiamo, we're almost there. We're almost there. We almost have a shoe. Wow, there really is a difference between the shoe you pay big bucks for and the one you skimp on. Okay, if I was a fanatic before, I'm probably more of a fanatic now because I have been involved in this process. Gracias.
Gracias.
Oh! Okay, I'll let you finish. All right, people, from this to this to that. Hello. So now that we know what we're really paying for, coming up next, I'm going to reveal what other sacrifices women make for their favorite obsession.
I think I might have broken a toe once.
And we reveal the latest treatments to save your feet. And mine. Injections of pillows under the ball of your foot.
Oh, baby, I love the young style.